Do you really need to run a pond pump 24/7? And if so, what are some of the money saving options? And are there any good solar powered pumps? If you don't already know me, my name is Kev, and the aim of my channel is to help people build and maintain ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, you might like to subscribe and check out my website ozponds.com. So first things first, do you need to run a pond pump 24/7? And the answer is it depends. On the channel I've shown some of the small ponds that I've set up in the past that have no filter and therefore no pump. I'll put a link in the description if you want to take a look. These ponds have a deep substrate, lots of plants and only a few fish. The deep substrate and the plants provide enough filtration to keep the water pretty clear and healthy for the fish. But if you want to have lots of open, clear water and a decent number of fish, you need to have a filter. Pond filters come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. I like DIY bog filters, and if you watch my channel, you can cop an earful of me explaining their benefits over and over again. So I won't go into that in this video for a change. But no matter what type of pond filter you have, it will be reliant on a healthy population of nitrogen processing bacteria, and they like wet surfaces and oxygen. One of the best ways to help oxygen and water mix is by agitating or circulating the water. Pond aerators, bubblers, venturis, waterfalls and streams are great ways to mix the water with oxygen. Pond filtration is also more effective when you move water through surfaces that are inhabited by these nitrogen processing bacteria. And that's generally the primary function of the pump, to continuously supply oxygen-rich water to surfaces that are colonised by these good bacteria. These bacteria can process uneaten food and fish waste, generally quicker than bacteria that live in oxygen-poor environments. There are arguments for why you might also like to have bacteria that live in oxygen-depleted environments, but let's just keep this video basic. So as the oxygen-loving bacteria process fish waste and uneaten food, they consume oxygen, so they need a constant supply of new oxygen-rich water. Now, you could set up your filter and pump to run on a timer so that just enough new water was being supplied to keep everything running smoothly. But it's not so easy for us average people. It's far easier to keep the pump and the filter running continuously. If you want to save money, you could look into different types of filters and pumps that have quite significant savings. I'll put some links to energy efficient pumps and filter design in the description for anyone who's interested. Here's two very similar ponds. The pond on the left was built using an Aquascape pond kit. To keep the water clear, it has a high flow filter. They call it a biofalls. The pump on that pond has 12,000 litres of water moving through every hour, and the pump consumes 160 watts of energy. The pond on the right has a DIY bog filter and only about 4,500 litres of water moving through the filter at 45 watts. That's almost a quarter of the energy consumption of the previous pond, even though this pond is bigger. So as you can see, choosing the right type of filtration and pump can save you a lot of money. Even if you want to create something spectacular with streams and waterfalls, you could create the pond in a way that the filter is continuously running, but the high flow pumps required for the streams and the waterfalls only run during the time that you are looking at them. Basically, the elements of the pond that are purely aesthetic don't need to run 24/7. So before I wrap this video up, let's talk about solar pumps. If you want to run a filtration system for a pond on solar, you really need a battery. I recently created this solar-only pond and stream. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. I ended up assembling the components myself, as the solar pump and battery setups that you can buy off the shelf are quite small and quite expensive. The good thing about educating yourself about how to set up a mini solar system is that it's expandable, so you could potentially filter any size pond with solar and enough battery capacity. If it sounds too hard, I get that too. You can go small and buy some of the all-in-one pond and solar configurations on the market. I'll try and link a few in the description for you as well. At this point in time, I think the store-bought options are quite limited with not enough flow, and they're very expensive. I'd be creating a pond that's more like a no pump pond with lots of plants and a few fish, and any water that circulates through the filter via the solar pump would just be a bonus. Anyway, I hope this video and the ones I've linked and my website can help you create a pond or filtration system that doesn't cost a lot to run and maintain. If these videos are helpful, feel free to tickle the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching. See ya.